So we also enhanced transactions and OMS. And what we did there is, wait for it, we introduced order types. And order types is really just a different way of saying orders and carts now have definitions on them. What's cool about it is that in the past, you could only edit values via code. There was no other way to do it. With order types and the ability to define what data you have on an order, you now have the ability to work in a much more reasonable way with the data, because now you have these little editors everywhere on the order to make sense. And a great example of what it can be used for is quotes. So not quite an order, it's more like, asking for pricing, right? So quotes can sort of come into existence in existence in one of two ways. Either, you have a normal B2B shopping flow where a customer adds a bunch of things to cart and then requests a quote. Okay, so we can set up an order type that is a quote, and it can run through a special workflow for that. That's one way. Another way is for a sales representative to receive this quote somehow, either via phone, or maybe it's a person, maybe it's in a meeting, whatever. And then the order is actually born on the back end in the OMS of Ucommerce. Regardless, it's supported by the definition system of Ucommerce. So I'll give you an example of what that could look like. We go back to Ucommerce and we go to the order section. So before we do that, actually, let me go to the store section, because I just want to show you what I did. So we've been working in the default channel, the B2C channel where the black and white shirt lives. Now we're in the B2B channel, and what I've done here is I've set up another store, so B2C and B2B coexists within the solution, but in different sales channels. So the default store, the B2C store, runs normal orders, and the B2B stores runs quotes. So let me show you what that looks like. So you can see here we've added a new element, which is called cart and order definition, which is where you select the types of orders you want to work with in this particular sales channel. So they can be different across all your sales channels, or the same, depending on what you want. And here, I've set up a new type of order called quote. And that's basically it, right? The quote has a few fields, and I'll show you what I was thinking there. So we navigate back to the order section, and we find our B2B store up here. There we go. And we look at an order. So I have a few quotes already in. So there's one that's completed, so at the nice juicy one at 90,000 euros, and there's a new one here that hasn't been approved yet. So let me take a look at that. So within this system, you can see that a few things happened with this. We added a bunch of products, and that's fine, and it has all the standard stuff. But down here we have two new fields: sales representative and PO number, which the sales representative means who's actually managing this quote. And the PO number, of course, is when we're ready to accept, we can sort of do a PO number for the customer. So because this runs with the definition system, I'm able to pre-define lists of sales representatives. We'll select Philip for this one, and we can punch in a PO number as well if we want to. So that's one way to work with it, where the customer placed the quote, as it were, and then we need to manage it through the order flow. I can then go ahead and say, okay, so once this is done, I can go ahead and change the order status of this to completed, and we're good, right? Another scenario is where the sales representative is in direct contact with the person requesting the quote. So not digitally, but some other channel. And we can use the OMS of Ucommerce to create a new quote in here, put it in new order status. It's from the B2B channel, and we will find the currency in question here. So we're just working in euro, but whatever. And we have a new quote ready to go. And we can go ahead and add billing information and all that. And we can go ahead and add some products to this particular one. So we'll find products. We have agreed that we will do pricing in euros. So this could also be like a customer specific price list. And we'll just use the search from before, so just to have something. But basically, Philip here, as our sales representative, will go in and find the products that are relevant, add them to the quote, like that. And we will have the default pricing here. And let's just say we need to order maybe, 500 of these wonderful black Egyptian cotton shirts and 400 of these white t-shirts. Boom. Okay, so this is a substantial order of close to 1,000 units. So maybe we wanna add a discount to this thing. So we can go ahead and do that. So let's just say, because we're such a nice B2B company, that will offer a 2,000 euro discount, and this is by Philip, like that, and that's it, right? So it will be figured into the quote amount that can then be sent to the customer. And of course, I want to make sure that I mark this one as myself like that. And do we have a PO number? Maybe not. And from there, we can process the quote once it's ready. We can send it back to the client or the customer, and basically just do quote management in a simple way, albeit in here with these order types. Good, that's quotes. You probably already have a million ideas for what you can use order types for. This is just one that comes up a lot in B2B scenarios. Another one would be returns, right? Where you may need an RMA number or whatever. What is the point here is that you can define what you need to work with on an order, and you can get a nice UI. And of course, if you need something particular for your order workflows, you can use the bespoke field editors for non-standard order processing workflows. So you can hook in, you can override and make it your own if you need to. You don't have to, but that's essentially it.